Welcome to Get Good.
Welcome to Get Good. The sneak peek was today.
It was.
We got all of our cards.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. Honestly, this is...
A lot better than the last one.
It was a lot better. Well, the last one we needed a bunch of secrets, and this one we just need ultras. But dude,
The last one we didn't get a damn thing.
we didn't get
It was
no,
horrible.
It was pretty bad.
It was pretty brutal.
I don't even remember the last one.
We got almost a case as Guud.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't pull like any of the cards we needed. It was just absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I think I bought like 2 boxes last time and pulled literally nothing. And yeah, this time I was like, I'm done. I'm not doing it again. So, but it's ultras this time, and they're still really hard to pull. Like I went to a sneak peek yesterday, and we pulled. There was 1 princess and 1 poplar pulled until like after the sneak. Like a couple of people just bought extra packs or whatever, and then they pulled like 3 more princesses in a row. But like the first like 8 boxes, there was 1 princess, and we were freaking out. Like it doesn't seem like. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like there's going to be enough to go around, man.
Yeah, it's
I traded for a princess and pulled a popular, and I felt like I had a good weekend.
Yeah, I got 1 poplar, and
I
I'm like,
pulled both of mine because I'm just good like that.
That's what I'm getting. Yeah, you can see that on our channel. Go check out the video. It was actually kind of crazy. I guess this is kind of a remake episode because our last episode just kind of got destroyed.
Rip.
Rest in peace, Noah.
Rip that. Noah was on, but you'll never get to see it.
You'll never see Noah on a podcast. I'm sorry.
Dude, I made so many good jokes in that podcast too. Like I was talking about the island, you know.
Take me to the island.
Hey,
I want to go.
The name
I
of my
want to go
pal on
to
the
the
island is
island.
Epstein lives here, or not Epstein, but Stephen Hawking lives here.
I was joking with my Vegas team that we should make our team name. All 3 of us have regional wins, and Noah Basiso still doesn't. So I think you might see us at Vegas.
Dang.
Sheesh.
But anyway, shout out to what we did in that video. Check out our merch. In that video, I guess we said that we're going to have hats releasing by the day of the video. But now we've already had hats out for a few days. A couple people have been buying some hats. So thank you guys for those who have. And go check them out. We got the dad hat. We got like a trucker cap, which we don't have.
Shout out Rain.
Yeah, Rain modeling it. So go check on our website. We're also going to be putting out another hat. Me and PJ were talking about it. He really likes this kind of hat that I'm wearing. And this exact hat is like my favorite hat that I own. I think it's really comfortable. And it's got this like fur on the inside of it that I think is really cool.
Hey, you know what I really like? No, talking about that actually.
Hit me.
That little wording right there on the side of your hat.
Yeah, it's
Get
really
a Guud
cool.
Gaming right there, bro.
Yeah, I think our print place doesn't do the side, but I want to do it. I think this looks cool.
Definitely figure that out.
But, so we were talking about this, and PJ's like, do they have those, like the print service that I'm using, do they have these? And I was like, no, unfortunately. But then I got on and looked, and it was like new that day. They had just added this exact hat. So we're going to put this exact hat, but in black, on the site. Check it out. This is like, it's also going to be cheaper. It's also cheaper than these. So you guys should check it out. It's like legit, probably the favorite. I have like a hat collection, and this might be my favorite hat that I own. It's so comfortable. So go check it out. Check that out. This week, we like to have the stuff in hand before we post it because we like to take cool pictures with it. We like to get it and see how it feels and if it's nice. So we're getting our podcast shirt in this week, hopefully. And as soon as we do, we're going to throw that up. So
We're not trying to sell people some dog water stuff that we've never tried before.
No.
It's supposed to be the nice stuff.
Everything on our site, like I personally, 100% back. I think that it's all really good quality. And I think that everybody here that has felt it would agree and say the same.
100%.
But yeah, so check that out. It's really cool. We're going to have a couple of cool shirts going up with that. Maybe a hat. We'll see how that goes. And we'll have some Guud Gaming like buttons, I think, coming up too. So that's pretty cool if you want to throw some on your backpack. They're going to be really cheap. So just some other cool stuff. So check out the site. Check it, every once in a while. Check our socials to stay updated on the drops. And at Vegas, we're going to be giving away shirts again. So
Vegas is going to be hot.
We said that last time. What's up?
Vegas is going to be hot.
Yeah, Vegas is going to be sick. And last time at Richmond, we gave away 10 shirts. This time, we're going to give away 5. So we're giving away 5 shirts. They're going to be Vegas-themed Guud Gaming shirts, exclusive only to that event. So you don't have to do anything. Just come up, ask for it, and just reference the podcast. And I think they're probably all going to be XLs. I I think last time we did like XLs and larges, but like almost everybody wanted an
Right,
XL.
those are
Is
good
Christian
big
ready to go
boys.
get the first one again?
Maybe.
Shouldn't we do 6?
It is.
Oh
six.
yeah,
Six.
we said
Two
6
teams.
last time.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
said
yeah.
6.
For
I
two
was
teams?
gonna say 5, and then we decided on
Yeah.
2 teams.
Yeah.
So 2 teams that come up to us, the first 2 teams are going to get a Vegas shirt, and I think they're all going to be XLs. I'm sorry if you're smaller or bigger than that. It's just like if we're
gotta
only
choose
going to
up.
be giving them to 6 people,
Gotta
like,
get in
we
the
just
gym,
kind of have
son.
to pick the most common size. So,
Most of everyone will be at Vegas. If you see a Guud person, just come talk to them. We'll get you where you need to go.
and we all have stickers.
I won't be at Vegas, sadly, but I will be live streaming the YuGiOh YCS stream on the Guud channel as a watch party. So tune into that.
Yep.
Gage is going to drop round 2 and then come watch
Neither
it
of
with
these
us.
2 are going to Vegas, by the way. Not just Isaiah. So make sure to roast them in the comments about that. Why they're not going to Vegas.
I'm a bro
Gage
boy.
is going to be in the stream with me on Discord.
I'm gonna be in the stream.
We
He
also,
said he was
Just
going to be
found out
at
about
work,
this.
we also might,
but
whoever's going to be with me streaming, we might jump in the Guud community Discord and have like a little talk with everybody. So if you haven't joined the Discord yet, you should. The link should be in the description. If it's not, it's on all of our socials.
it's also on my Twitter
Big
at
Poppy
Big
Yami.
Poppy Yami. Got to plug it in every single podcast.
Isaiah on Twitter. Sorry, on X.
You know what's crazy? So I made an alt dueling book account, not like for any specific reason. I just wanted to start using Big Poppy Yami on dueling book, and people were messaging me on there, being like, "Hey, Logan, it is new." I was like, "Get out of here!"
Not like
That's
this.
hilarious. Yeah, man. So I think that's all of our shameless plugs at the beginning. Thank you guys for sitting through that. But this week hasn't been that eventful in Yu-Gi-Oh, to be honest. It's been sneak peek, everything leading up to the sneak peek, and this week is going to be everybody scrambling to get the cards.
And grinding.
Yeah, grinding mirror matches, man. It's going to be fire mirror matches like crazy. And I am of the opinion that there's going to be some really cool sleeper decks at Vegas. I think that they're going to be like, I think some version of the Earthbound cards are going to be seen. I think like whether that be Runic or
Don't say it.
what.
Bro,
Don't say
I
Chimera.
don't know, man. You
Don't
say
say
I
that.
think
Chimera.
there's going to be cool. I think there's going to be cool.
You say that, but the fire decks, man. When I tell you I went to sneak peek at local today, and it was like 2005 Black Friday. There's a bunch of old ladies fighting over the last like pair of socks or
2005
something.
Black
It was
Friday.
wild.
Dude,
Last pair
It
of
was
socks, he
wild, bro.
said. Dude, these people, like, they're fiends, man.
Fiending.
Fiends.
They hungry for
I
it.
was also talking yesterday to Alex about the shift that I've seen in Yu-Gi-Oh recently. Like, you know, back in the day, the more like casual players, the players that aren't going to every single YCS and every single regional and grinding, weren't trying to get the $1,500 best deck. You know what I mean? Now every single player at our locals,
don't care no
whether
more.
they just like go to one locals a week and play casually, they want Populous, they want Princess, they want like the full Fire King deck, and it's just wild.
Which
to
is
me.
good, but like if like what you're saying, like reference to like Zodiac format. Me and Logan built almost 3 Zodiacs and 2 sneak peeks.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
think it's different. I think, like, gaming as a whole is changing.
Yeah.
I don't think it's just the card game, because, like, if you look at, like, Call of Duty, if you look at any esports, anything, right? Every single, even, like, the casual players know about competitive stuff.
Yeah, like me and brother were talking about this the other day. Like everyone says, like example, COD pub stomping is so bad now, and it's not because of the game. The games are terrible, but it's not because the game is terrible itself. It's because you go back to Black Ops 2 Prime. Half your lobbies you were in were just people that were awful at the game, and now like all your average people are cooking. You know, like they're putting in the time to be good at the game. Like they're not pro level good, but they're way better than they were back then.
And, like, the amount of information that's out nowadays compared to back then is ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
I can go on YouTube and find, like, it's so hard to keep things secret for events now,
Yeah.
because you can go on YouTube and find just about anything.
Well, back in the day, right, you were incentivized to not tell people about stuff because you were incentivized to, like, that helps you to do better in the event, to keep your list and your spice secret. And you're still incentivized in that way today. But if, like, you know, a big YouTuber can post the combo that everybody's going to want to see that nobody knows about a week before the event and make, you know, a few grand off of it, that's an incentive to do that, to put the information out there. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like,
I would. I mean,
we're not making a few grand off of it. We're giving it to you guys for free. I'm just putting that out there. But I think that that's a big turn in like information in games as well. It's just the like monetary incentive to tell people about everything.
yeah, people are doing it as jobs now, not
Yeah.
just for fun.
Exactly.
I think the fire decks are going to be very dominant though,
Oh, they 100% are. They 100% are.
because
Zero,
like
baby.
the change. I think the change in power level right now is kind of like going back to like Duelist Alliance format, where like those decks were just like BA, Shadal, Totonaut. Those decks were just so much better. Yeah, there was decks that could compete, but they were just so much better. They were just like so much worse than the new decks. That's kind of how I feel about the fire decks.
Well, the format before that format was like a very control slow half format, right? Like it was like, and then we went into like the format with some of the more powerful, like one of the more powerful like power jumps of all time, like the biggest power jumps, going into like Shadal, Burning Abyss, Tellers. So yeah, I mean
Missed that format.
these cards seem way better than what's been
that's
released
just
the
the
last
power
couple of
creep,
years.
bro.
I mean, Snake Eyes Ash is just the best normal summon like in YuGiOh, and like I compared it to on Twitter I think it was a few months ago that I said Snake Eyes Ash is the 2024 version of Torgod from the Underworld.
I mean, it is.
It's just it does more.
It's better.
Like, yeah,
It's
like,
a better tour guide.
it's so good.
Yeah, you can synchro with it.
You can
Do anything, anything.
Yeah,
You can FTK with it. You can do whatever you want. There's so many combos that I've seen where Snake Eyes Ash is just a one card FTK. It's ridiculous.
So talking about the format, if you could give one tip for someone that's building their deck to prepare, let's say side deck to prepare for the YCS Vegas, what decks would you prepare for?
So I think, as of recent, I think the reason people say, "Oh, these large deck formats are kind of bad or whatever," is because they don't understand that sometimes you just can't prepare for everything, and you just have to dodge stuff. Like, so may not be like, yes, Pearly's probably gonna be a sleeper deck this format, but you might play one in the event,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, 1,000 people play, probably 100 of them maybe playing it, if that.
Yeah, and it's a 3v3, so you also have to make sure, like, if we're talking about Vegas specifically.
Yeah.
So, you have to ignore some things, and I think the biggest thing you need to prepare for is obviously the fire decks, right? But do not ignore the other decks. That's super
This deck,
important.
I think, is, like, we've been talking about this deck for a while, that this deck is probably going to be really good this format. I think I've been seeing a lot of people talk about it on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, about how they think this deck is going to be a big contender this format.
What deck is
And
it?
we're talking
Branded.
about
It's
branded,
branded.
yeah.
Brandon.
Branded,
I can see
Despia,
it.
whatever you want to call it.
Especially with people going around talking about maybe cutting Ash from the main deck because
Yeah.
it just incentivizes in the mirror match for Hitas.
Cutting Ash is scary, though, with how good Labyrinth is.
It's also true. And Branded Fusion is just
I
Branded
think
Fusion,
Logan.
dog.
I think Logan was saying on the podcast we didn't put out though that like a brand of fusion doesn't really stop lab anymore. Like because with transaction
Ash.
rollback was
An
it you?
Ash, yeah.
Yeah.
One Ash.
Yeah.
And Ash doesn't stop lab anymore.
Yeah.
It's scary, man. So maybe we'll see board breakers coming back in a little bit harder.
Maybe.
And with this deck, with the more controlled decks, I think like a lot of people are believing in cash right now.
Flu's better, bro.
I also
I was gonna
think
say that. I think
this
Flu's better.
Flu's
Never thought I
better,
would
bro.
hear that from this man.
I have never thought that since Cash has been released
Yeah,
until now, man.
it's crazy.
Like,
The-
Flu got, like, a huge buff from that spell. I don't think people understand, like, how good that card is in that deck.
So there's Jesse Cotton made a video about this, like, I don't know, a year and a half ago, like a while ago, about how like 5 of a spell or 5 of a card in your deck is the perfect ratio to like see one in every hand or whatever, and not see multiples. Whatever, I'm sure you can find the video, but being able to play 5 of the quick play is insane.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play 6, right? But like, let's just say you can have that perfect 5 ratio to dodge the imperms, to dodge the Veilers. Which, if people aren't playing Ashes, they may be playing more Veilers too, since you can't.
And that might be good, like, if you draw multiple, too, right? Like, if you draw an Advent and the new spell,
Yep.
being able to dodge 2 is, like, insane.
And like a lot of times, you'll want to use Advent to like get to the field spell, or use Advent to get to another bird, and so you can like banish a bird from your hand to then chain block with the bird you banished, etc. And then if you have access to another Advent, that you can do that and not get punished for it, which is insane.
Or if you have to use it to start, too.
To start, yeah. the new spell makes any bird like it makes Stree full combo, which is crazy, right? Like, just normal Stree, and like or tribute normal Stree activate effect if on something else in the grave, and then banish it, and that's full combo. It's just like it's cool. It's a cool, very cool card, and it makes and some other people don't think this, but I think it makes Snarl better because it's another level 10 that you can add to.
You have to add a different name, right?
No,
you don't have to add a different name.
You can banish Imp and add Imp, but it's another level 10, and I think it's cool. It gives it like you more accessibility to it on your opponent's turn. Like if you have an Imp filled another Imp, you can banish it in the chain, banish one of the Imps, add Snarl, and then have a Book of Eclipse like without getting punished. Like you can still add the Imp on your opponent's turn.
Just gives you a free extra interruption.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think it's cool, man. I think I think the card adds a lot, and I think it will like help make you be able to build the deck in a lot more creative ways. But
yeah, we were talking about actually how Pure Snake Eyes has a really, really hard time against the Fluunderies deck.
It does.
It's actually really hard because they can summon like with the as many advents and stuff that they have now, they can summon. It's set up double Imp in turn one like really, really consistently. It's not hard to do at all.
No, it's super cool. And if you set up double Impin, that means you have Trap and Continuous Spell, and Trap and Continuous Spell just is insane.
Yeah.
Plus you can play Shifter. Plus you can play Featherstorm, which looping Featherstorm against the Fire King deck is literally an FTK. It's insane. I mean,
and you can play like DDG and other anti-meta cards, D-Fissure if you want to go that far.
Yep.
Like if you're afraid of Droll, and like that's the hand trap you're afraid of because now you're not scared of Veiler and Imperm because of
and Ash people aren't playing as much.
Exactly. Yeah. D-Fissure covers the only other thing you're really scared of.
I've been testing D-Fissure as well. And yeah, I mean that makes them not be able to draw you, which is nuts. And that puts 6 cards. If you're playing like let's say 2 D-Fissure, 3 Shifter, and a Call by the Grave, that's 6 cards that say your opponent can't draw you, which is a very high probability to draw.
You have a higher chance of opening it than they do.
And even like D-Fissure, we were talking about the other day, going second into like a Fire King board or anything,
it's still decent.
It's still decent. Yeah, like as long as you can play and like get the ball rolling, it helps. Like it helps pick apart boards and not let them have recursion. But yeah, like shutting off links, I think this format is crazy.
Okay, so we've all played a little bit of Phantom Nightmare. I think I brought this up in the last one. What do you guys, now that you guys have seen more of the format, the format's still so new, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we've seen online tournaments, man, but like online is not like real life.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. People are not going to be playing these. They might play these like ridiculous "Where Art Thou" combo versions of.
I think
the
you're going
turbos.
to see it at Vegas.
You'll see it, but like
the Sky Striker Where
those type of decks are just not as good in tournaments.
Yeah.
As like normal decks. What do you guys think the top 5 decks are going into the new format in order?
Are you just putting all the fire together? Just one?
No. All right, Gage, you start.
If you're separating all the fire archetypes, probably Fire King Snake Eyes
Is it number 1?
is number 1.
Okay.
Any variant of a Rescue Ace deck, and then Pure Snake Eye, and then probably Lab, and then it's probably a mix-up between like the Voiceless Voice and I don't know, man. Y'all are making Flu sound pretty scary, so I'm gonna like tie those up at 5th.
I think it's Fire King, Rescue Ace, Branded, Snake Eye, and then either Voiceless or Lab. Probably Lab. Probably Voiceless. Lab has a struggle with these fire decks.
I definitely think it's Fire King, Snake Eye, Rescue Ace, and then those are definitely the top 2 in my opinion. I'm not sure if Pure Snake Eye is going to be the best. I haven't seen enough, or the 3rd best. I mean, I haven't seen enough from that deck. I don't think, but the deck does seem good. And we were talking about it a little while ago. If you're not prepared for that deck, I think that deck probably does do a lot. That like. It has a cool mechanic, like a cool newer mechanic that a lot of people.
It does really well through hand traps.
Probably
really,
aren't prepared for. So maybe that 3. I think Flu is probably 5. I think that deck, if we can make it consistent enough, I think that deck can play through more than people think it can play through. And if it can start turn 1, it wins almost all of the time. But number 4, I don't know really Voiceless. I saw a Voiceless Voice in our event. It did fine, but it didn't like impress me too terribly much. What's the? I'm really bad with the name of this deck.
Sword Soul.
Centurion.
Centurion. I don't know. I don't know.
Hey,
how
I
you
was
got
close.
that.
It was a stinker deck.
I
The
think
other
Centurion
Synchro deck.
might be up there too.
I don't think Centurion does a whole lot after
don't think
this
so?
set.
I think that deck kind of scares me. I think that might be somewhere in the 5 range, and then I kind of still believe in Lab. He said it was. He was saying it was.
It's definitely going to be played.
Not as good in the fire, but I think that might be my 4. I think, let's say 1 Fire King Snake Eye, 2 Race, 3 Snake Eye, 4 Lab, and then 5 Flu.
Lab is definitely up there. I think my problem with Lab is its worst matchup is Fire Kings. Like
That's fair.
that's the big thing. I think Fire King is going to be the best deck.
I think it being able, if it goes first or second, it can DDG turn 0, right? So like it being
Yeah,
able,
if you play like the Backjack build, you'll have a more high chance of doing that.
yeah, like it being able to be like the anti-meta and also play how it has always played is kind of cool, this format, I think. So that's my 5 though, I think.
I think my number 1's Fire King.
Yeah.
No surprise. My number 2 is the Pure Snake Eyes deck. I actually think it's a little bit better than Rescue Ace at the moment. And I think number 3 is going to be Rescue Ace. Number 4, I think, is Fluandereeze. I actually think Fluandereeze is the best anti-fire deck right now. It's a little controversial, but I mean, the reason I think that the Fluandereeze is so good is because of how good of a Pure Snake Eyes deck, like matchup it has. Yeah. And I actually think Pure Snake Eyes might be the most popular deck, even though people think it's going to be Fire Kings. I think people are going to slowly switch to that version of the deck. Just because of how consistent, less bricks it plays, just a consistent, concise bunch of hand traps and good cards, you know.
Yeah. It does play a lot of hand traps.
Yeah.
A lot of non-engine.
And I think number 5, it's hard, man. I'm wanting to go with Brandon, but I think if people figure out the Voiceless Voice branded deck, it could be my number 5. I think that deck's sick. If you guys haven't seen that deck, you basically just
I did not know there was a deck.
Yeah, a lot of people probably don't know it's a deck. Basically, it's just like you can set up your Omni Negate and resolve Brand Infusion. Your Brand Infusion also helps you get to the Ultra Rare that lets you banish and tribute or ritual summon from the grave. I can't remember the name of it. The deck's cool. There's a few different versions of it. There's the Dogmatica version that doesn't play Brand Infusion, but there's also I think the better version is the one that does play Brand Infusion. Just because like the Voiceless Voice cards just don't lock you at all, and you don't go into your extra deck, so playing Brand Infusion is just free. So why not play it?
It's fair. That card is still insane. What is your all's favorite card out of this set? Because I have like a few that I think are super cool out of this set.
Prince Pug.
Prince Pug.
Mine is the Skull Guardian Ritual Monster. I think that card is so cool.
That
I think
is also mine. I just love the Prince Pug.
I think it's such a good card. The archetype's super cool. If the fire decks weren't so powerful, I would be playing that deck. So
That's fair. What do you think?
She kind of got me simping right now, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I was going to be like, he's going to say Princess go to next. That's what I was about to say.
She's quite literally fire, bro.
She is
Bro,
kinda
I literally
fire,
seen
bro.
him
Quite
over
literally
there.
fire.
I literally seen him over there. Gage was over there looking at his extra deck, licking his lips, looking at
I'm
Princess.
just saying, bro.
He was telling me, he's like, man, I wish I met you on Bumble. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I mean,
Shout out to Brittany.
Bro, you need to win a map this season. You need to win that. You want to get that regional map.
The chick that messaged you on Bumble.
I don't know, dude. It was.
He don't even remember who messaged him. Exposed.
She's on the mat.
I hope she doesn't
You
watch
gonna win a mat
the
this season?
Definitely
Gage?
don't.
podcast.
What?
You gonna win a mat?
What a mat. I wouldn't do a lot more than win a mat this season, bro.
You ain't
Go
gonna win a
on, more
33
than that
YCS.
season.
You ain't winning 3 Wasias then.
Your princess can.
I'll believe it when I see it.
The Mine. I like Iron Thunder a lot. I think that card's I think that card's so cool.
What is Iron Thunder?
It's
the new Judgment.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
I
it's
Did they
pretty
change the
broken.
name? It didn't used to be called that, right?
I don't think so.
I don't remember what it was called before it came here.
It definitely
but
wasn't that.
I think that it's super cool. I think the art looks cool. I think the card is. It combines 3 existing cards into one.
Triple Tactics talent, baby.
It's broken line. That's the trap, right? That
I think so,
destroys
yeah.
in column.
Yeah, I think so.
Broken line or negates in column. It's broken line, strike, and judgment in one card.
Pretty dumb.
It's crazy. I mean, it doesn't negate summons, which judgment does, right? But like other than that, it is those 3 cards in one card, and it's
So it's scolding.
it negates spell, trap, and monster effect.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
scolding.
Okay, so yeah, scolding and
I don't think, does scolding negate summons? I don't think it does. Yeah, I thought it was just monster effects. It's like strike, but it can negate spells and traps.
it's super cool card. And it's counter trap. It looks really cool. I also think Earthbound Fusion is a really, really cool card. If you guys have not read that card, it's literally a quick play polymerization. It's a generic quick play fusion card.
Oh.
And then you can banish it from your grave to summon an Earthbound card. It's really cool.
No, I have not read the Earthbound cards out of this set. I will say.
I meant if the people watching haven't read it, I was just looking at you. It's really good. It's really good. I think it's a really cool card, and I love the Earthbound art. So
I like Earthbounds too,
yeah.
but not enough to read their cards.
I mean, their cards got fire.
Hey, I'm just saying. So right before our last 3v3 that me and PJ participated in, I was practicing the night before on Dueling Book, and he was just watching me. And I queued up against the Earthbound Runic deck. And I was like, PJ, I kind of want to leave this because we're probably not going to play against it, but I'll stay in it to learn it just in case we do. Was it round 1? Round 1, PJ plays against the deck. And I was like, sitting there and I was like, yeah, PJ, I think you should do this. I think you should do this. And I was like, I'm so happy I played against that deck last night. And the guy's like, damn it. He was so pissed that someone knew what his cards did round 1. Yeah, it was
Oh, it was him? You played him?
Yeah,
Oh, man's a goat.
Shout out to Tyler, bro.
That's crazy.
that was funny.
The cards are cool, man. The cards are cool. It does a lot off a single card, which is what you need right now, I guess. But the other decks are better.
But you need to do a lot more than that.
Yeah, the other decks are better.
Doing a lot off one card, you say.
Well, my boy Snake Eye Hash.
So listen to this.
It's a
So we were
lot.
talking. We were all on Discord. We were talking. I was just drawing test answers. We had the Fire King deck proxied up. My hand was like Kieran, original Sinful Spoils, and like 3 hand traps. And me and Trevor sequenced the hand where it was full combo with that hand.
That's how it is, though.
Why?
Because
That should not be full combo.
co-money, bro. Co-money.
Like
Everything's
it's
got a power
crazy.
creep.
The deck is just nuts, man. The fact that like basically any 2 cards is just full combo, right?
Yeah.
Or like a combo.
If you can get to everything,
yeah.
you can piece it together where you basically end on everything.
And you can basically any card get you to.
Yeah, like you
almost
may not
everything.
end with like the best follow up or
Yeah.
something, you know. But
Yeah.
dude, the deck's so good.
It's raw, dog.
We were talking about on the way here that like if this like Snake Eyes engine was the best splashable engine ever in YuGiOh.
It's probably up there, honestly.
It's definitely one of them.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it does so much. Obviously, like it's going to be better than like Zoo, right? But maybe not Zoo at its time.
Yeah.
So you have to look at everything in its time.
Yeah.
Zoo was probably better, but like it's better than the Brave engine.
Oh,
100%.
100%.
Like
100%.
I like.
Well, the
It's
fact
crazy.
that it's 2 cards, any deck that plays a level 1, it's a 2-card engine that just makes the deck, its ceiling way higher with 2 cards.
Yeah.
It's nuts. Being Ash and Flamebirch, right? So like, it's insane. And you like the engine is obviously more cards than that, but that 2-card engine can just increase the ceiling of a deck.
Yeah.
Insanely.
And now you add Poplar to the fold.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you saw the boards I was making out of our 3v3,
Yeah.
dude. They're insane.
Yeah, add Poplar, it's insane.
Yeah, and like Bonfire is such like a weird card because usually Rhoda's just more engine, right? But for some reason, Poplar just summons itself. So like, if they stop your Ash, you get an extender, or if you don't have a starter, you just get a starter. It's a starter, it's an extender, it's everything you need.
Yep.
It's just so good.
Yeah, somebody was asking me yesterday, or telling me, a newer player in the area was telling me, like, I don't know, I don't think that card should be $100. Like, there's no reason for it. It needs to go down. And I'm like, okay, if Reinforcement of the Army came out this week, how much money do you think it would be? And he was like,
$100?
good point. And it's like, this is Reinforcement of the Army, but for the current best deck, way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is true.
If
It's
Rhoda,
crazy.
if Rhoda was at 3 right now, how many decks would even play 3 of it?
Not that many. I'm sure there is one,
It-
but
Any,
But if
any
there
of
was a
the,
warrior deck and they said, here's a new card that says add a level 4 lower warrior deck.
yeah, but like
yeah.
the last Warrior deck was what, Infernoble?
Yeah,
They had
that's it.
9 of those.
This is true.
you play 3 of it and search
Sure.
your airlifters.
I mean, yeah, but
Search the
like,
airlift.
you know what I mean, though. It's not like they're printing cards around Bonfire. That's why Bonfire's $100.
Yeah.
Well, that was my point, right? Is that it would be like if Rhoda came out today, Rhoda being like one of the best generic cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically ever, and it came out today, and the best deck in the game had to play 3 of it. It's like, yeah, of course it would be $100.
Yeah.
Which Bonfire being $100 does not surprise me at all, but a lot of the cards in the format being $100 is wild. This format's so expensive.
Some of it's went down a little bit, though.
Yeah,
Like, I've noticed one has dropped a little bit.
like
They have.
90.
They have.
I mean, they were at one time 130.
Yeah.
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 Still dropping like $40.
Yeah.
I think it's just because like all these people bought wanteds, and then they're like, wait a minute, I have to buy the 3 Bonfires, the 2 Princesses,
Yeah.
the 2 Populars.
Like, never mind.
We're not even halfway.
We still got $600 more, boys. I don't know about it.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it is insane.
You've got 2 wannets left and they're $100 again. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's legitimately worse than Necros format, which is something that
I mean,
I
I
didn't know I
think
would
to
say.
be fair,
I wasn't a part of that, so
I think Konami tried with these.
that's fair.
I think they tried to make them low rarity on purpose.
Yeah. No, I was very surprised when they were ultras.
Thank God for
I'm
it.
glad they definitely did try a little bit.
Because I don't think they actually really short printed them. They don't feel like they're short printed. It's just
No.
when you're looking for 1 or 2 specific ultras,
Yeah.
they're going to feel short printed. You know?
And everybody is looking for those
Yep,
1 or 2
everyone.
specific ultras. So yeah, they feel like there's not enough to go
Like,
around.
imagine if everyone was looking for the voiceless voice cards. Oh my gosh.
be over with.
Lyles would be like ridiculous. Which I hate that
they-
name, by the
they-
way. It should
they'd
not
be
be Lao or
150
Low
easy.
or whatever.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Should have just been Novox, the card that she was first previewed on.
Yeah.
Novox's Blessing, I believe, is the name of the ritual spell.
It's like we were talking about earlier with Poplars. Name change sometimes. They lift
Sometimes they
pretty
hit,
hard.
sometimes they
So
miss.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, Poplar makes sense.
Well, that's what we were saying. We were
Bye.
saying Poplar is good, but sometimes they're garbage.
Yeah.
Shout out Papayas.
Shout out Papayas.
You know what Papayas is?
Yes, we know what Papayas is.
I don't think he knows what
I don't think he
Papayas
knows
is.
what papayas
I
is.
don't know what Papayas is.
What do you think papayas is, Gage?
I don't remember what Papayas is. No, Papayas was something to do with the cash deck, was it not?
You're getting there.
Was it Theosis?
Yes, sir.
Was it Theosis?
Yes,
See,
sir.
you did good.
Was Papayas the original Theosis?
Yeah.
Was that right?
What about
I knew it
Dick
sounded
Thomas?
familiar.
Dick Thomas.
That Dick Thomas.
That was never a card name. But to be fair, whenever they change card names, it doesn't really matter to Tyler Potter because he always just says them wrong anyways.
Yeah.
Dionysus, Dick Thomas, Blood Misfit. What's another one?
There's
some
so
wild
many.
ones, bro.
We were.
That's
I remember.
tough.
I remember years ago we were driving back from whatever event, and this is a little bit of a tangent, but I need to say it because Isaiah ate here earlier, and we passed by Salsaritas. If you guys know what Salsaritas is, it's a pretty popular restaurant. Tyler was like, "We should go to Celestia's." Celestia's doesn't even what? He didn't even try on that one. There's no way he tried.
Well, boys,
I feel sorry.
I may
for
be
Tyson.
short, but at least I can speak English.
I feel sorry for Tyson.
Tyson. I do feel sorry for Tyson.
Nikki's gonna
If
have
your
to work
name's Tyler,
hard.
don't name your kid Tyson. Please. I'm sorry, Nikki. You got to live with that.
What if she just didn't know?
Oh, she
if
knows.
she
Oh, she knew.
That was
She knew.
Tyler's agreement was, if it's a boy, I get to name it Tyson.
Yeah. Hey, since I've known Tyler,
That's always been his
yeah,
thing.
that's always been his thing.
Shout out Tyler.
Oh man.
So, a lot of people are talking about cutting Ash Blossom, cutting all these cards. What cards have you guys liked for going second cards so far this format?
I think Nib's been really, really good.
Talents?
I like Nib a lot.
Dude, I feel like every format, everybody's like, yeah, we got to play all these hand traps, bro. And then you just draw talents, and it feels like the best card in the game, and it happens every time. It like with us at Indy, that was literally we all took talents out of our deck, we put in a bunch of hand traps, and then I think I threw in 2 talents and started testing. I was like, dude, we got to play talents.
Yeah, talents is insane, dude. Super Poly?
That card's broken.
Super polymerization.
Card's insane.
It's so good.
It is good, especially if your deck has fusion monsters.
Bro, yeah.
Facts.
I was talking to someone today, like, I want to play the new YuBell card so bad, just so I can play against Flu, Fusion Deployment out YuBell, and then Super Poly their whole board away. You know how cool that would feel?
I don't know the requirements of the new.
It's a
I didn't
YuBell
either.
and 1+ effect monster. And and every monster used for material, you burn them for 1,000.
So why does it only have to be against Flu?
Oh, I just want to do it to Flu. I can never Super Poly Flu. I'm trying to hit him with it, bro.
Cool.
Can you imagine
Alright.
Super Poly an entire Vanadium deck just for a YuBell guy and then burning you for 6,000?
Wait until they make the Heat Soul line draw 2. That's game, baby.
Nice draw, Duelist. Super Poly or Fusion Deployment, some of YuBell.
man.
It may be a 3-card combo, but that's an hefty.
I have to open Fusion Deployment and Super Poly.
And not draw you bell.
And not draw YuBell. I'm sure I haven't read any of the other YuBell cards. There might be something you could take. I know a lot of people
They're
have
not
talked
that
about
bad.
it. Like, in this deck, I feel
Well,
like
I don't know about
somebody's
that
going to
deck.
play it, Brandon.
I'm saying, like, for the classification of you bell cards, they're not the worst cards I've ever read.
Aaron pulled a quarter century one.
My favorite card-esque type of card for going second for me has been, like, Effect Veiler / Imperm.
It's out of hand traps.
Just blanking the Ash, bro, before, like, if you, like, Ash Blossom Snake Eyes Ash's effect, right? It doesn't feel that good because they just get Flame Break out of their deck. But if you Effect Veiler it or Impermit, it makes them go through an entire thing to bring it back and then get to the Flame Break. And then if you have a second hand trap after that, that's when you get them.
Yeah. Yeah. The target. I am always the hater of target negation, but I think this current and upcoming format, target negation, is actually really good. Except against Flu. I'm saying.
Hey, they got to draw it.
Yeah.
You got to
do
use
gotta
it and
draw
just
it.
hope, man. Let's be real.
Yeah, I think target negation is going to be really good this format. That Poplar does not want to stay.
He was there and Tom messed with him, and now he's pissed.
He is.
All right, he's back. We're back. We never left. All right, Gage. Gage, you said Nibiru. Why did you say good Nibiru? I just like had a stroke while saying that.
I don't know, man. It can, and like, obviously, I think it has to be paired with something else. Like, it can't just be a nib.
It's one of those formats.
I don't
It
know,
is one of those
bro.
formats.
Sometimes people just mess up.
Sometimes they do.
I have nibbed a Pearly player before.
Same.
More than once, actually.
Just to get rolls in return.
Turn 1.
So yeah, I've been liking nib a lot lately, though.
See, here's the thing I love about nib. When you act like a wounded animal, and you're sitting there, there's comboing off, you got one card in your hand, you set it face down your mat, and you're just like, yeah, man. They're just going through their combo. They're like, I'm going to see Lantis OTK this guy. And you're sitting there like, you think you are. And they're just doing their combo. You're like looking over to the side, seeing what people beside you are playing, looking at the clock. And they're like, in your battle phase, and you're like, yeet.
Nip.
Yeet.
Yeah.
And you're like, take a rock.
Listen, man.
That happens more than you think in tournaments. Because people are impatient. And whenever, like, people see the line to be able to go for game, even though if they just, like, summoned 4 times, set up a few interruptions, passed, played around nib, they probably will win the game. But people want to end the game right then.
Yeah. It's a mindset, right? Like, when I'm playing certain decks, I try to be in that mindset. It's like, when I can close the game, I'm closing the
Oh,
game.
it's definitely a mindset.
Yeah.
At our 3v3, I lost the game anyways. It didn't matter because I bricked so hard. I had a T-set pass, and I passed it to my opponent. And this man, 100% could have killed me, and he's just playing along. And I look at Tavion, and I said, hey, man, that's 4 summons. And he looks at his teammates. He's like, you know what? Screw it. Battle phase. Didn't summon the 5th time. And I lived. It didn't matter, though. But
It's insane. Sometimes you just got to do it, man. There was at locals on this last Friday. We were about to go into time. It's his turn. I had no cards on my field. I had 2 set cards. All right, one was a bluff. One was I don't even remember. I had no cards. He goes, make something, link into SP, banish one of the cards. And I was like, we had 3 minutes on the clock. I was like, okay. He kept playing and he passed. And I was like, why did you do that? He's like,
attack, then banish the card.
Exactly. I was like, you could, if you dealt. I was playing flu, right? So I was up 500, right? Because I was up 500 life, and I was like, you could have just killed. You literally could have killed me, and if you didn't kill me, you could have at least put me down 1,000. You know what I mean? And he's like, I don't know. I was trying to play conservatively, and I'm like, but you could have ended the game, and instead he lost because I was up by 500. And it's just, sometimes you have to be in that mindset. Like, I'm closing the game. And sometimes it's really destructive to be in that mindset. So you just kind of gotta manage.
Yeah.
Well, also some people just do not understand how to like deal with the pressure of time.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Father Time is a big burden, and you only get what 45 of those
45
Yeah.
minutes.
Something like
in a
that,
tournament. Barring time extensions or
Yeah.
anything like that or top cut. And when the clock starts going down, you see like 3 minutes left, people start scrambling, bro. Scrambling. But
Yeah.
not me. Because I play at the speed of light at all times. There is no scrambling.
Mine is like, how can I deal 100 damage or gain my 500 life off Advent? Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to see people's mindset when the game's ending and when they can end the game and like what goes through their head on whether they should or not. But I don't know. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about? This upcoming format? Anything for Vegas?
I think Vegas is going to be interesting because I think so. If this was a normal YCS, something like Voiceless Voice or a lot of those like rogue decks that people may not play test against a lot, I think would be a better call for like a singles YCS. But for a 3v3 YCS, I don't think it's actually that good of a call because you have 3 heads that if like one of them know how to play against that deck, they can give them information against whatever deck.
Yeah.
Right. Which, believe it or not, is like a huge thing.
Oh, the information is a huge thing. When we were playing in the TTD 3v3, it was me, Fox, and Isaiah. And Fox was one game playing. He was playing. There was like 4 minutes till time, and I was like, he drew a ghost spell, and I was like, remember you can synchro summon because we put Baron in this extra deck, and he's like, I wouldn't have thought about that, and it was like I was like. I played Cash for like 8 months. I know about synchro with level 30s.
I have normal summoned a ghost spell more times.
Yeah, so he normaled the ghost spell, which baited out an interruption because he had to use the interruption, which helped him win the game. And he was like afterwards, he was like, I would never have thought about that. Like that's. So like having the 2 to 3 heads instead of one that have different experiences with different decks and no different matchups is definitely a huge thing. It's a huge.
Oh
thing.
yeah. I think, I think this format's gonna be really cool. Costa Rica is right before it, and
the UDS event.
and the UDS event. I don't know how this UDS event is gonna go.
Are they streaming that?
There's only 16 people, so like, I don't know how much
Basically playing
information
a
you're
top
really
cut.
gonna get.
Yeah, like they're gonna have their decks built for a top cut scenario,
I
basically.
mean, still, like, it'd be really cool to watch.
What's up with the UDS?
So
You say what's up
they
with UDS?
basically invited every UDS champion. That I think they still had to have their belt, and the people who got to play in it basically are playing for like the title of Ultimate Duelist.
Which I think is awesome. I think it's sick. The
Wait.
UDSs were always the events that I wish I could have went
What
to.
did you just say?
It's all but 2 of the band. The 2 band people are the only people that aren't playing.
So yeah, every UDS champion except 2 of them that are banned.
Who are the 2 men? Do we know?
Some of those
Shane and I forgot the other one.
Some of those players, I've known them, I've talked to them, I've played them. I didn't even know they were UDS champions. A lot of them.
Well, the UDS was such a weird event because it was an event that was never streamed, which
Yep.
I think was like the worst decision they could have made. They were trying to hop up this brand new tournament series and then they don't stream it.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they.
What?
That's kind of with a lot of stuff. Like they're just random huge events that we go to, and they're like, yeah, we're not streaming this one. Why?
It is crazy.
Speaking
though.
of huge events, we didn't even talk about Tokyo Dome.
That one is crazy.
Yeah, we
That
can't
one
we can't
is
talk about we
crazy.
cannot not talk about the Tokyo Dome.
That is
That-
I don't
crazy.
even know what that is.
That,
I don't know what it is
that's
either.
where the animation, all that animation stuff came from.
Oh,
that you cried
yeah,
during.
yeah. Okay, I didn't know that's what that was, but yeah, the animation was wild.
Oh, I have not watched that yet. I should go watch that.
Bruh.
Bruh.
You didn't even know where it came from.
Yeah, I watched it.
Crazy.
If you guys don't know about the Tokyo Dome thing, basically, it was like a sick event, basically celebrating the 25th anniversary of Yu-Gi-Oh! Konami did this huge, spectacular event, dude. I wish I could have went, man. They did a huge animation for Yu-Gi-Oh! About the Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards and all that different stuff. They're giving out like old prize cards,
Jeez.
like as 25th rarities and like entry packs, and it was all free to enter and all that stuff. It was insane.
I've heard that's the biggest event Konami ever held.
It was apparently the biggest event they ever held, is what Lou said.
There were also mats that you could get and sleeves that you could get, and they are so cool. Like the art that they were putting out at this event was insane.
missed
I haven't
out.
seen that
And
stuff.
what's cool is the animation. If you guys
Yeah,
don't
that
know,
was-
go watch it on YouTube. I'm sure it's on there
It made me cry, bro.
on one of their like YouTube pages. And apparently, like they just got a brand new studio, and that's the reason that animation looks so insane. Is this the first video that came out of that studio?
That's crazy.
And if like the next anime for Yu-Gi-Oh, it's of that caliber,
Hey, yo.
it's gonna be insane. Like literally crazy.
I was talking to PJ, like,
Best anime ever.
I doubt they do it, but like, what if they made like an anime based off the lores of the game?
I think it would do
like-
better than the regular anime of the show.
Because like,
I really
The
do.
adults
if you
would
haven't,
watch it.
if you've watched the animation, you know, like all of it is lores and like scenes from the cards themselves. Like the one,
Yeah.
I forgot the card I was talking about, but it's one of the Dogmatica cards is where Albaz is in front of Ecclesia. And like if they made an anime based off the lores of the game, I think it'd be insane.
Well, think about the Duelist Alliance era.
Yeah.
Like the Cleafort mixed in with the Shadal cards, mixed in with the Burning Abyss, and then like
It all came from Hidden Arsenal too.
the Hidden Arsenal cards, and then at some point you can tie in the the Forbidden storyline.
Yeah, and they could
the
like every
Solemn
time they
storyline.
release a set, they could do like a 15 episode thing.
Yeah, that would be so cool.
It would also help sell cards. I mean,
Yeah.
if there's a lot of huge anime people. I like anime myself, but there's people that are way more like into anime than I am, and it would just help the game. I think that would be. I could see that being the future of the game.
Oh, if they did that, dude, that would make the game even bigger, like tremendously. Like
Be really dope.
Weiss Schwartz got it claimed, I think, the third biggest spot. I think it was before One Piece really took off, but it was at number 3 in sales before One Piece took off, just based on they have tournaments, right? But it's not like a tournament circuit like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic. It's literally based on people liking anime. It's insane.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Yeah.
Sword Art Online stuff. Like people love that stuff.
Yeah, there's like 75 different animes in Weiss, and it's just like it's cool because everybody, if you like anime, there's an anime that you will want to get in Weiss Schwartz. And like, yeah, if they like really catered to that in Yu-Gi-Oh, made it really cool animation, tied in the card storylines, and like
We get to
made
see
it
we did see the whole storyline of Diabell Star. That would be so cool.
make it something that adults will like, because 95% of your player base is adults, guys, right? Make it something that we would like.
I mean, you can just
that would
make it
be
like
insane.
PG-13 too. Like it doesn't have to be like rated R or something.
Well, you can make it PG and make it for adults. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It doesn't have to be PG-13.
I mean, yeah, like for example, like something like Naruto or like One Piece, right?
Yeah.
Like those shows appeal to adults, but like a kid could watch those shows.
Yeah.
One Piece, a little bit less, but like Naruto definitely.
Well, I mean, a lot of anime, right? Like a lot of actual anime appeals largely to adults.
Yeah.
But kids still watch
Like
it.
shonen style.
Yeah.
Like teenagers.
So if they did that with a Yu-Gi-Oh thing, especially based on the existing archetypes and storylines, it would be so cool.
Yeah, I think it would be super cool. Like we got to see like a little bit of a spoiler, I think, too, in the anime. I don't know if you got or not like the animation that they did. They showed the Atlantean dragon fighting Garunix. And that might be like some foreshadowing to being that there's an Atlantean structure deck coming out. And if there's an Atlantean structure deck coming out,
Hey,
boy, I'm going to be unstoppable if that stuff's good.
Water v Fire.
11 years later,
I was about to say, what year was that? 2013, 12?
2013.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, dude.
Gage's looking up the anime video right now.
I may have taken a peek.
Yeah, go watch it, guys. If you haven't.
It's only 6 minutes, and it's like if you're a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan, it's like one of the best 6-minute things that's ever been made for the
It
game.
really
I think.
excited me for how Yu-Gi-Oh is gonna continue to grow the next couple of years. If it's gonna be like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think if Konami start holding events like Tokyo Dome,
Yeah.
like more often, I think the game would grow.
Oh yeah, dude. Could you?
Which I mean, I imagine that it cost a lot of money to do that.
Oh,
I'm
sure, it
sure.
did.
But
In the long run, it'd probably be worth it.
Yeah, but think about the Tokyo Dome. Like you said, they gave away the packs with the prize cards in them, sleeves, the play mats. Like, cool. Let's think, how much does it take them to make 1,000 of each of those? And then Yu-Gi-Oh players, bro, we pay X amount of money to play in these YCSs, and over half of them ain't gonna top. Playing in a Yu-Gi-Oh dome like that charges $30 an entry or something.
Well,
Triple their
Well,
money.
I think the cost would be mostly off of like renovation, like the venue space.
Yeah, I'm
and-
just saying, like, if they start giving that stuff away that they basically made for free,
well, the
Yeah.
event was free, right? Did you
Yeah,
have to
from
pay-
my
Yeah.
understanding, it was free.
So, but even like, okay, take any company, and let's not, kid ourselves. Konami is a massive corporation, right? Take
Big.
any company that puts out one Super Bowl commercial. Minimum of $5 million for a
Yeah, that's a
30-second
lot.
Super Bowl
Yep.
commercial. I think that was last year's numbers.
it's 7 this year.
Okay, 7. You can justify marketing cost, and that for Konami is the best marketing they could ever have. Like renting
Especially
out,
if they make it more like an anime convention rather than like a tournament space.
renting out the LA Convention Center for the weekend. That's a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but it's less than a Super Bowl commercial. And giving everybody free entry, a promo on entry, and just letting them look at all the new cool Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, having little tournaments on the side. You don't even have to give entry prizes for the tournament. Just letting everybody be there, like experience it. I think that would be whatever cost that they incur. I think it would be well worth it for,
Well, also
for the
you,
marketing.
I think
of
the
that.
goal is getting people from outside of the game that are content creators talking about it. That's the goal, right? Like, if you can get like content creators that are outside of Yu-Gi-Oh that are big on Twitch, whatever, they're like Pokemon fans, whatever it is,
Voice critical.
get them into the Yu-Gi-Oh space talking about Yu-Gi-Oh. That's what you want, right? That's what I would want as a big company.
That's what happened last year. Like
Yeah,
for
man,
a long
Voice
time.
Critical was on
Moist
Game Sam's channel and all that
Ludwig
stuff.
was doing it for a while
Yeah,
too.
like imagine they're like, yeah, guys, you can come. Like maybe they invite those certain people outright and like pay
Yeah.
for whatever. And then like the only criteria is just make some videos on it.
yeah. I think it would be super cool. And if they continue doing that, and especially do something in the US here, like Japan, obviously the Tokyo Dome thing was huge, but if they put one in LA or if they put one in New York, it would be
New York would be.
massive.
I think New York is an untapped place for tournaments.
It would be the worst place to put a tournament because don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Because accessibility to that tournament would be horrible, and I think that's why they haven't. But as far as players that you could get from the area, huge untapped potential. But like in LA, you can park anywhere, you can stay anywhere. In New York, it's a little harder, so it would suck for like
Especially
us
with
to
the
go.
new fees you get to driving in the city and stuff.
Yeah. So. Yeah, man, it would be crazy. It'll be cool to see what comes of that here. So, well, we're creeping up on about an hour, so you guys want to wrap this up?
Yeah,
And,
speaking of events, we got 3v3 this weekend.
we do.
When you're seeing this, it's in like 2 days. So,
Yeah,
Book your plane ticket.
yeah.
fly down.
That's crazy.
You can stay at Isaiah's house. Actually, he runs a bed and breakfast at
Bobo's the server.
We, dude, if you get first
He eats
place,
the breakfast before you get it.
if you get first place at our event, you're almost guaranteed like 3 to 4 Poplar and Princess. There's like 3 to 4 per case. So like, dude, first place gets a case. Second place gets half a case. Dude, we're gonna be giving away pre-reg prizing. So if you guys have not pre-reg, I've posted this and said it a million times, but people still haven't heard. People that I've talked to. So we're giving away stuff. We obviously always do door prizes. We always do, like we used to do mats. We've done field centers. There's going to be another door prize this time. And then pre-reg prizing. So we're at least going to be giving away a piece of merch, if not a couple, and some pre-reg prizes. So definitely pre-register if you have not. Last time we raffled an entire box. We did it in like 4 pods, so we gave like 6 packs to 4 different people that had pre-regged. But like if you can pay entry now instead of pay entry in like 4 days, you have the chance to get 6 packs, or that was it last time. I think that's a no-brainer to me, right? So,
Yeah, you double your entry
yeah.
for pre-registering.
Double
Possibly.
the entry prize. Yeah, possible double the entry prize. I'm not saying we're giving that away this time. It'll probably be something else, but it'll be something really worth it, right? So I would definitely get on that.
You're getting a free raffle just for doing it a week early.
If you haven't, if you don't have a teammate, hit us up. Guud Gaming, you can hit me up personally. And there
will
are
find you
some
a teammate.
people in the area that have like 2 that need a third, or like that are just one person looking for a team. So hit me up.
Or if you don't like your team and you want a different one.
Yeah, I can try to get you in contact
Jeez.
with them. But yeah, please come. Please check out our site. Check out CM Games. Check out. It'll be at CM Games. So if you haven't been there,
Yep.
come
CM
check it
Games,
out.
Cedar Bluff, Knoxville.
Yep, CM Games Cedar
Pretty dope
Bluff.
store.
I don't know for sure, but I think there's a new OTS coming out this week. So
I want to say it's next week. I think
Is
it's
it
next
next
Wednesday.
week?
I think it's next Wednesday.
next Wednesday.
I'll double check real quick, but I'm like 95% sure.
I don't even say anything about that.
I haven't known. I don't. This is the first news I've had of this.
The only confirmed ulti is the Vanquish Soul in Quan
Yeah.
Rock or whatever.
Oh,
so
that was
nothing
announced
else has been
forever
confirmed yet. But
Well, if that's
We
out
should
by the
know this
time,
week,
hopefully
then.
we'll be able to
yeah,
give it to you
we'll
for free.
probably
If it
seeing
comes out next
something
week.
coming out.
He's probably right. It probably does come out next week. But if it comes out this week, we should have it as entry. So that'll be pretty. That'll be pretty.
It'll be
hype.
very dope. Be very dope.
But yeah, dude, check it out. Check out our future merch drops. Check out.
Gaming.com, baby.
We're gonna have some cool current format dueling videos coming out this week as well. They'll probably be. They might be up before this. We'll
Yep.
see.
OTS Pack 24 is 214.
214.
214.
Valentine's Day
So after our event, sorry.
comes out on Valentine's Day.
yeah, it
Babe,
does.
can we go to locals on Valentine's
Oh,
Day?
I
I
will be
really
at
want an
locals.
OTS
I'll be
pack.
That's why I'm gonna pull on Joanne.
Please, Alex.
Me,
Logan and Joanne are going to locals. on
me
Valentine's
and Bay will be
Date
at
after
locals.
locals.
Joanne, let's Logan go.
Gage, can we go to locals on Valentine's Day?
Me and my sweetheart will be at locals.
I mean, when are you picking me
Big
up?
trust. Big trust.
He's not picking me up. I hate to.
It's okay. I still love him.
Anyway,
Shout out to Gage's Bumble account.
shout out
out.
to Gage. Shout out to Isaiah with a Z on X. Shout out to Big Papa Yami on X. What's yours?
You already know.
He don't have Twitter.
You don't have a Twitter?
He's
Do you have an
behind.
X though?
Yeah, so
I got plenty of exes.
Join
Shout out
the
to Gage
Discord.
I got
McNeely
plenty of
on Bumble.
exes. They ain't got no Twitter.
He needs a Twitter.
we can't talk about Gage's website.
He's got Bumble, Tinder, Goldfish,
Whoa,
Facebook dating, but he ain't got
whoa.
Tinder or Twitter.
Let's just calm down now.
That's crazy.
It may have a
It's
few
called-
X's in it, but we can't talk about
No,
that.
Sheesh.
What about that search history, Gage?